Alright guys, welcome back. So unfortunately I couldn't get it done this time. It was a pretty cool experience though, having to play Synchron at the remote Duel YCS. It was nice. But yeah, unfortunately it was just pretty rough. Of course we played Triple Dawn Walker. This hasn't changed. This card's amazing. It does everything you need it to do. It's your Chaos Ruler Mill, which makes it really nice. Triple Stardust Synchron, triple Jungle Synchron. Like, this is standard. There's a time where I ended up needing Excel to manipulate its level, but I couldn't because they were all gone. I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. I milled 2, I drew 1. I think I opened like multiple. It was like really weird. Triple Caligo. This card was cool. It just punished people. They would like imperm the Veiler, imperm the junk or something, and then I was just okay. I'll just special this. Then we have of course triple double warrior. Amazing, right? Perfect. Triple junk converter. Nothing to say. Just amazing when you open this with overtake. It's just really good. And of course the Garnish you don't want to play, but you have to play this. Oh my god, this card just kept drawing it. Cyber Synchron. If we had Jet, oh my god, it'd be so good if we had Jet. And, this is where it was different. It was like this. It was like it would go triple Nibiru because I was really scared of Protoss. Like in testing, I kept running into Protoss, and it was really annoying. I was like, oh my god, it's so annoying. So I wanted like a sequence where I can play around that and shut off the blackout at the same time. So pairing up the Nib with Veilers and then the Imperms was something that I was like, okay, like this going second against any combo deck right now, this is efficient, right? Open up this with either of these is amazing. Of course, like, I guess I guess you want to open both of them together because Nib alone just doesn't do it. Whereas if you open up 2 of these against any combo deck, if you anticipate correctly and you know the matchup, you can hinder them to where you can make the pushback a bit more manageable. It's a matter of dealing and preventing compared to dealing with the aftermath, like playing like just Dark Ruler, like letting them couple off, just Dark Ruler. You minimize the cards required to fulfill a particular purpose, right? Because there's times where like I would have this, I would interact, but then I would just draw another Veiler, and it was just like, oh damn. You know, it was so bad. It was like, oh my god, like I would stop a Sword Soul player. Triple tuning, triple overtake. These were just amazing all day. Just especially this card. The fact that you can chain block is amazing. 7 doppel, like if you're able to doppel and this, oh man, and then if you have this as well, that means it doesn't matter if the Imperm or Veiler your speeder, because then you have the Excel play. You just tribute the speeder, and then you have 2 tokens, and then go to Excel reduce, and then you just climb from with Shaman. And of course you have your 1-ups. This was the biggest change. I ended up adding Foolish Burial, Storage Illumination, this and this. This card's amazing. So the theory behind this is just, it was an 8-round event day 1, which is what I kind of assumed. So I wanted to be as consistent as possible. So I wanted to have consistency, right, overall, on top of being able to interact and not just letting them do whatever they want. And that's something that the deck struggles with, like them having to go unhindered and then me having to rely on the blowout card, like Dark Ruler or something. So I ended up opting for this. Like this, it's 42 cards, but I felt like this did enough because it gives you the play of Nibiru and Doppel. Because like very little things like have synergy with Nibiru. So like if you open up Doppel on this, you need something to tie them together, which was this Fool's Burial, right? Because this sends a Stardust Synchron, and then you tribute a token the Nibiru and a special Doppel, and you haven't summoned yet. So then that opens up your play for your junk summon, which is really nice. But I'm not sure if I would play this without the Nibiru because you know that. But then again, I don't know, just consistency. It's just more consistency. So I don't know, it did okay. It wasn't that bad. Like, it always helped. Like, most of the time when I would go Foolish Burial, it basically set up the Caligo. Like, I would Foolish Burial Doppel, and then I would summon junk, and they're like, I don't want them to have the tokens. So then the Veiler or Imperm, and then I'll just go, okay, special legal combo. Like, it was just insane. Like, that was really nice. I really liked about that. Midbreaker, amazing all day. This card, oh man, like this is a staple now. Like every time I go back and forth, but yeah, right now for how the format is, this is a staple because it stops nearly everything. Like it's just insane. I ended up moving up the Dark Wizards to the side deck. It was like it was I guess it was okay. Like I know I kind of wish it was in the main deck, but like I don't know. You have to kind of choose what you want to, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Then Twin Twisters, of course, and Dusters for the back row decks whenever you go second. Something like to consider, right? Because like since we just don't want to get unhindered. Like so, this deals with anything, right? Just main deck this, main deck this. Okay, that's 6 cards, and then the rest of the deck can be consistency, right? Because like it matters. Like being consistent is one of the most important things about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? But in doing and considering that, you don't have to like go over the top and be like, oh, play one of this or like one of this to get like very peculiar. I mean, you can, you know, but like the intent is what matters. The fact that you have cards that have synergy with each other, and it increases the variance, which still fulfill the same purpose. It's just a variation of sequencing changes, and that's good because although you're implementing different cards, you're still accomplishing the same thing. You know, it just makes it obscure for your opponent to respond to you. Whereas, like with this, like it's like a guarantee. Okay, build the board, back row. That's it. That's the main thing you have to do right now. Like that's the main 2 decks that exist. The type of decks, right? There's aggressive or conservative. You have a build a board, this. You have a back row deck, this, and that's it. Like it's so simplified. That's 6 cards compared to having to play 9. 9 cards to, you know, like that's, I don't know, it's just, yeah, that was really weird. It's just, I mean, the deck was fine. I'll get into it later with the deck, with the matchups. Order, Triple Judgment, evenly matched. This was all amazing. Against a Swordsville player, oh my god, I had the only play was summon Start Synchron and set 3. And I was like, okay, it actually got me. It actually won. It was hilarious. I was like, oh my god, I think I was just dead, but I didn't die. It just ended up pulling it through. Satellite Warrior, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. A bit. This card's still one of the best cards for this deck. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, Cypher Lord Omega, Thundra Exeter. This should be a Baroness until I can get one. But yeah, this should be a Baroness. It just kept coming up way too often. TG, and then of course you have your Junk Warrior for the Overtake, your Junk Speeder, the MVP, Excel Synchron, Herald of the Arclight, Cupid Pitch, Marshal, Middle Marcher, and Celestial Double Star Shaman. Okay, so my matchups were so round 1, I go against Drytron. It's I win game 1, I lose game 2, and then game 3 it was really close. It was super close. He ends up nibbing me, but I still do the full combo because of the doppel. But we're so close to time. We're like there's like 10 minutes when I initiate my turn, and then by the time I'm almost done, it's like 2 minutes left, and I forget because I'm looking down. I keep looking down, just comboing off. And then he just, I forget that the Nibiru's there. I was like, oh my god. I mean, I burned him for like 300 from the Cupid pitch. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But I'm not looking up. I just keep looking down because I'm just trying to go fast, dude. And then when I pass, he goes battle phase. I'm like, he's gonna evilly me? And then I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I freaking forgot the nib was freaking there. I was like, oh my god. Otherwise I just won. Like, if I wasn't just careless, but then it's just the pressure of the time. I was like, oh my god, so bad. So I lose that one. So then round 2, I will go against Plunders, like go second Plunders with the Mystic Mine, and he almost gets me, man. Game 1 was like 40 minutes. It was like 40 minutes. It was all basically off mine. He just sets up the mine. I do full board. He ends up like cracking, like betting my negates, and he goes Mystic Mine at the end. And I'm like, oh no, I have no outs. I was like, what the heck? So then we go. I was like, oh, out of 2, I was. I'm not gonna fucking just give up here. So I'll just continue. So then we go. He goes discard pass, discard pass, and even I forget I have droplets in the deck, and I'm like, oh my god, I drew it out. So then I try to set up to a point where I don't make it obvious. So then I set the droplets, and then during his end phase, I send away my Omega. I think I can't remember what it sent, and then I negate one of his monsters, and then the freaking Mystic Mine dies. So I'm like, yes, I had 5 cards left on my deck. So then he has like 5 back row, and he's like a full hand. I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna win this? So I ended up, I can't believe it. I can't remember how the sequencing I did it, how I did it. But all I know is that I ended up bidding it like 2 chalices, an imperm, and an ash. I can't remember how. And then I end up going to Abyss first because he ends up bringing the fusion guy, and then he ends up being the guy that banishes a card on the field. He banishes my Crystal Wing. So then I have to set up a way where I make an Abyss to negate the fusion because I want to set it up on a Starlight wordplay because I'm going to destroy everything. So then I end up doing it. I go, summon Starlight. Is the summon successful? And he's like, yeah, that's okay. And I'm like, oh my god, thank god. And then I go, okay, effect, destroy everything. And he's like, I'll chain the fusion. And I'm like, oh, negate with Abyss. And he's like, oh my god, I just win because I just straight out OTK him. I was like, dude, that was so close, man. That was so freaking close. And then so then run 3, I go up against Sword Soul. Game 1, he opens a full board, but I can play around it. Except the IO, he has IO. I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? So then I lose game 1. And game 2, I get 2 out. I was like, oh my god, and I'm not looking good right now because I'm already X2 in round 3. So I was like, oh, I gotta win out now. So then I go round 4. I go against Striker. I 2-0 that one. The super chill guy. He was really super chill. My freaking light comes like my lamp, my ring light fucking just gives out and it goes dark. And I'm like, oh no, I gotta give those. But no, the guy was super chill. He was like, oh, no, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's fine. And then I was like, okay. So I turn on the light, and then he ends up getting 2-0. I felt so bad after that. Round 5 against Eldritch DPE, Dogmatica. I lose game 1 because he opens up Fusion Destiny set 4. I'm like, well, I can't play past this. I don't want to give away what I'm playing, so I scoop. I win game 2. I do my full board, and he can't do anything. The Herald just prevents him from using the Lord to send to grave type of effect. And then game 3, he opens up 5 back row. My hand is evenly reboot, dust, twin twister, junk, doppel, and monster reborn. He was dead. He was just dead. It was like no way. Then again, round 6 against Sword Soul. I lose game 1. I win game 2, and I lose game 3. I was like, oh my gosh. So game 3, I open up Veiler Imperm, stop his plays. He ends up on burn ass. To game 3, and all I need to do is draw junk. There's 10 junks in the deck. 10. If I draw any of them, I win. But I this is what I meant. I stopped him with like Veiler Imperm, and I needed to follow up like capitalize, but I just didn't draw it. So then I lose that one. So round 7. I will go against Virtual World. I win game 1, lose game 2, win game 3. Yeah, unfortunately, he got a game loss because he came late. It was like almost 10 minutes late. I was like, oh my god. So then I win that one, and then game 3. I mean, round 8 was against Sword Soul. I was against Sword Soul, and I win that one. It was really close. It was pretty crazy. He makes a major misplay. He activates Desires in the Imperm column. I was like, oh my god, dude, I'm sorry, man. And he ends up losing. But other than that, the deck was fine. Like other than the loss in time, that was like one of the biggest tilts. Because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. And then the IO open, I was like, well, I can't do anything about that. But yeah, going forward, like I said, if you take out, like, this is 9 cards, right? This is 9 cards. If you take out, like, these cards and just, like, focus more on consistency, because I think the max things you can play that are, like, interactive with your opponent, I think it's coming down to only 6 cards. And that's taking into account, well, yeah, these as well. Because that's it affects consistency dramatically. Like when you get up to like the 9 non-engine cards for like this combo deck, because it's already 2 or 3 card combos. So implementing like 9 cards, it starts affecting the the deck's consistency. I mean, of course, there are times where you just draw that top deck where it ends up fixing your hand. But like, I don't know. I think you have to just pick and choose what you want to play. And right now, I think it's gonna be like these, cause like right now, like this, opening up these two is amazing. Like this is really nice. Opening up these two, like Vela was cool and all, but like I don't know, like it's good. In a sense, it's better than this because it works as converter, and that's huge. Like that's consistency in itself. So that's the reason why I ended up playing it as well. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like the core itself, like this is fine. Like this is good right here. Everything here is perfect. You know, I guess one of the things you can argue is like the Kiligo ratio. There's been times I just want to play one sometimes because like you only needed to search it. Like of course that punishing factor where you summon this, they stop the thing in the special Kiligo, that does come up. But I like there was times where I was opening up this and Stardust. Like it was so weird because you play more junks than Stardust Synchrons. So this should not happen, but it kept happening, and these just have little to no synergy together. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try something new with with these guys because like these just don't like each other. They just don't. But anyways, that's gonna be it. I'm sorry I couldn't get it done. I was really trying, and last minute change. Maybe it might have been a factor, but like no, they did fine. Like yeah, apart from just inevitability, like, I just couldn't play past that particular board, that setup, you know, and then that, yeah. But that can be it. Hopefully, enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.